Happy to have Meschiya Lake and the Little Bighorns.
Happy to be here.
1, 2.
This verse is song, so this song. Follow this advice and you can't go wrong. Catch him young, treat him rough and never tell him nothing wrong. Tell him nothing, never tell him nothing. Let him fret, let him sweat, never tell him nothing. That's what gets results. Let him sigh, let him cry, don't tell him nothing, never tell him nothing, never tell him nothing. Let him fret, let him sweat, never tell him nothing. That's what gets results now. If you find you're having trouble keeping guys within your reach, you can fix this on the double. Practice what I preach. Let him fret, let him sweat, don't tell him nothing, never tell him nothing, never tell him nothing. Let him sigh, let him cry, never tell him nothing. That's what gets results. Catch him young, treat him rough, never tell him nothing, never tell him nothing, never tell him nothing. Let him fret, let him sweat, never tell him nothing. That's what gets results. Let him sigh, let him cry, don't tell him nothing, never tell him nothing, never tell him nothing. Let him fret, let him sweat, never tell him nothing. That's what gets results now. If you find you're having trouble keeping guys within your reach, you can fix this on the double. Practice what I preach. Let him sigh, let him cry, don't tell him nothing, never tell him nothing, never tell him nothing. Let him fret, let him sweat, never tell him nothing. That's what gets results. Treat him rough and call it love. Let him sigh, let him cry, let him fret, let him sweat, make the time and treat him bad. That's what gets results. Dear, I love you only. Never will I stray. Ramble, roam, wander. Ever go away from your loving arms. The sweetness shown a fate where love.
All right, all the way from New Orleans, Meschiya Lake and the Little Bighorns, In the Roadhouse, The Fragrance of Your Charms, and Catch 'em Young from the most recent album, which is called
Fool's Gold.
It's great to have you here.
Thanks, good to be here,
Yeah.
finally.
We crossed paths years ago at VoiceWorks up in Port Townsend,
That's right.
and been meaning to get you on the show for a long time.
Well, thanks. I'm glad that we could make it work.
Yeah. Who's this killer band you got here?
Well, this is the Little Bighorns on sousaphone, and he calls out the set list as we go. We never, ever write one out. He also wrote The Fragrance of Your Charms. That's Jason Jerzak. And on saxophones and clarinet, that is Nate Kettner. On trumpet, and he'd be playing piano if there was one here too, that is Ben Polser. Yay! On drums is Michael Volker.
Hey, what's with the studio audience here?
And guitar is Russell Welch.
Oh,
Woo!
yeah.
Great.
And can we get more laughs in the monitor,
More
please?
laughs, please.
Thank you.
Now you're in Seattle to play. Well, you played this thing called Camp Jitterbug over
Yes.
the weekend,
Yes.
and what was that all about?
It is an international vintage jazz dance event.
And they targeted you to play this because I guess maybe it's of the sort of old time nature of your sound. I guess.
Yes, that's exactly right. We play a lot of vintage jazz as well as our own tunes, and yeah, we play a lot of these festivals around the world. We just got back from Lithuania a couple weeks ago, and this is, I believe, our 4th year doing Camp Jitterbug.
Cool. Yeah. Tell me about South Dakota to New Orleans, joining the circus, fire breathing, probably eating glass. Tell me about your route from. I understand you started singing at 9 years old, and you won some sort of contest in South Dakota.
Yeah, that's right. My mom used to take me to this place called the Elk Creek Steakhouse and Lounge, me and my sister. And it was also the home of the South Dakota Opry. And they had a singing contest one night, which was all grown-ups, and by then we'd become a fixture. I'd drink Shirley Temples and two-step with the Cowboys, and I was like, I want to join the contest. And they were like, oh, cute, the little girl wants to join. And they waived the entrance fee and let me in the contest, and then I won. And I won $500, and then they gave me a gig. I sang every Saturday 2 songs,
And
$25 a song.
And that's when the powerhouse vocal was discovered, I would imagine.
I guess so. Yeah.
I mean, you must have won because of some amazing vocal ability, right? You won $500.
Well, I also had the kid factor going for
Yeah.
me, I
Show
think.
business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what happened? How'd you get to New Orleans?
Well, I left South Dakota the day after I graduated high school. Went to Chicago, worked a tattoo shop there for 6 months, hit the road, met a circus that was traveling on the road and was stranded in Atlanta. I was living in Atlanta. Ran away with the circus, and they wintered in New Orleans 6 months and then toured 6 months of the year. So that's how I ended up in New Orleans.
Mhm.
And I just fell in love with it. The moment I landed, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, wow,
Right.
what is this place?
Like a lot of people, huh?
Yeah, my eyes went all sparkly, and I was like, ooh, I'm home.
Yeah. And you've been living there about 13 years now.
14 on and off, yeah.
And a lot of times I've had a lot of groups on the show from New Orleans, and I always try to kind of, for folks who have never been to New Orleans, I try to kind of explain the kind of scene of a lot of people who have moved there and created this kind of really healthy situation down there. And I think I've read something where they called it the post-Katrina scene, which I think means people who have gone down there for various reasons post-Katrina and kind of adopted New Orleans as their home and kind of mixed it up with all the traditions and the history of New Orleans and making their own sound. Is that kind of what you've done?
Yes, but I mean, I was there pre-Katrina, making music, but didn't start doing it professionally until after Katrina. And I did see a growth of younger people doing the traditional music since Katrina happened. But music has always been there. I mean, it's the cradle of all modern American music.
Mm-hmm. and Spotted Cat is that still a happening place to play there? I'm sure there's lots of other places to play now since that time. It's been a long time since I've been there, but I think you lived above Spotted Cat for a bit.
I did in 2003.
Yeah, so a long time ago.
Yes, and the conditions, it's now our green room at the Spotted Cat, and, you know, it's a classy place. It's got garbage bags on the walls. Otherwise, you could see through them. When I lived there, we didn't have the garbage bags, so we've moved up.
Yeah. This is Meschiya Lake and the Little Bighorns. How about another song?
Great, we'd love to.
One, two.
It's my favorite love song.
Judge, you wanna hear my plea before you open up your court. But I don't want no sympathy, 'cause I done cut my good man's throat. I caught him with a traveling Jane. I warned him about before I had my knife and went insane. The rest you ought to know. Judge, judge, good Mr. Judge, send me to the electric chair. Oh, judge, judge, good kind judge, let me go away from here. I wanna take a journey to the devil down below. I done killed my man. I wanna reap just what I sow. Judge, Lordy, Lordy, judge, send me to the electric chair. Judge, good Mr. Judge, send me to the electric chair. Judge, judge, hear me, judge, I loved him so dear. I cut him with my bottle, I kicked him in the side. I stood there laughing over him while he wallowed around and died. Good Mr. Judge, send me to the electric chair.
Wow, the amazing Meschiya Lake and the Little Bighorns in the Roadhouse. That's fantastic.
Thanks.
What a singer you are.
Why, thank you very much.
Yeah.
I practiced.
So is there going to be a new album coming out?
Oh, yeah, there's always going to be a new album coming out. I just can't tell you exactly when.
Yeah. And I think I saw you on Treme.
Yeah, episode 2, season 3.
Yeah. And what was that experience like? How'd that go down?
It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's filming, so it's a hurry up and wait kind of situation, but they paid us better than most television shows pay musicians, and they were extremely good for the economy. They tried to get absolutely every musician in the city on that show, and they did a pretty good job. They were pretty accurate about their details of actual events as well. I was extremely pleased with that.
Yeah. What is it about New Orleans and kind of romancing the past that appeals to you? I mean, it's a good place if you like old music, if you like, tradition and old culture.
Well, I consider that to also be contemporary culture.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's important to have your roots in the past. Well, everybody's roots are in the past. Not to forget where you come from, but also build on it and carry it on in such a way that it's appealing to people from a younger generation to kind of keep the old things alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree. You're a great performer. How many perfect moments do you have on stage?
7.5. No, too many to count. I mean, there are perfect moments on stage for various reasons, and every show is different, but I mean, there are definitely those perfect moments almost every time.
Mm-hmm. What are some of your favorite shows you've played?
Well, just recently, Lithuania was my favorite. The people were just so expressive and genuinely loving it that it was like, oh, us, thank you. And our largest crowd was for the I Love Jazz Festival in Brazil. That was about 10,000 people. That felt pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I do solo shows at this place called Siberia in New Orleans, and that's more terrifying than playing for 10,000 people, let me tell you. There's 10 people out there, and I'm like, eee! But I love those too. I mean, they're all great for different reasons, the intimate ones. We've had some great shows at the Spotted Cat. Great shows locally and great shows internationally. Yeah.
You came up busking, like a lot of folks in New Orleans. So it's just a great city to be able to do that, to get out there and sing and perform. I think you were, Loose Marbles was like this collective you were a part of.
That's right.
Your voice was so powerful and strong that they could all play, horns and what behind you, and you could get above them with that voice.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I was getting the sound out the only way I knew how. It wasn't good for my voice. I took some vocal lessons after that because I was damaging my instrument. Also, the acoustics of the corridor are really good too. There's a lot of buildings for the sound to bounce off of.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was basically yelling on pitch above the horns.
Yeah. When you travel, what food do you miss the most back home?
Kale.
Are you vegetarian?
That's for you, Tara. No.
Yeah. This is Meschiya Lake, and the band is the Little Bighorns. The record's Fuller's Gold. Came out, well, it's an old record now. It came out last year.
Oh, that's from 2013.
Yeah, that was last year.
We can only put them out so fast, man.
We want one a year. So we look forward to the next one. But
Yes.
how about one last song?
We would love to. Thank you very much, Greg. Oh, this one's called It's the Rhythm in Me.
1, 2, 3, go.
Then you know I feel okay. It means I'm always that way. It's a rhythm in me. I got music in my soul. Rhythm will make me reach my goal. I don't know what I've been told. It's a rhythm in me. When my baby walks with me down the avenue, he's as happy as can be. Feels that rhythm too. Everybody knows I'm hot. They all wonder what I got. Jazz has got me on that spot. It's the rhythm in me.
It's the rhythm in me, it's the rhythm in Meschiya Lake, and the great band, the Little Big Horns. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. This is fun.
Awesome.
Great.
Great. You guys sounded terrific. That was
Thanks, that was
fucking
fun.
great. Really, really good. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Come on, I thought you were always southern. Come on, anything hot.
I know, right?
Breathing on.
It's a gig. We just did a gig.
Wow, thank you.
Thank you, buddy. That was great. You're really a great singer. Hey, awesome, man. That was great.